Is Business Networking International, and it is the largest organization in the world.
Real estate was just a good transition for me. It was, but I could use the skills that I'd accumulated from the golf industry in that industry too, in real estate. But something kept me in America, and it has done for the last 25 years.
And you get to watch what the joy that you can bring. I started my own group in 2008.
Eventually, it may just be a bad day. They may just have a bad day and woke up in the room and decide, you know what, this isn't my guy, and fire. And so you've got to protect yourself.
What does day one look like to you as a real estate agent? What did you do in those first 6 months? Hey everybody, welcome to Put in the Real in Real Estate. I'm your host, Art Wood of the Art Wood Mortgage Team. If you didn't know, I'm your favorite mortgage guy on the planet. Just ask me, I will tell you. And I am here with a good friend of mine from before the real estate industry, Matthew Evans. How you doing, Matt?
I'm doing well, thanks.
I've never called you Matt in my life.
Matthew, whatever rolls off the tongue.
Don't care what you call me, just call me.
Exactly.
Thank you for being on.
Yeah, thank you very much. This is fun.
Yeah, well, we haven't even got started yet, but if it's fun already, that's great. You will notice that he talks funny.
Very true.
So where does that come? Did you just practice at your room, or?
It's a little bit of a mixture, to be fair. I was born in England a while ago, and at the age of 12, we moved up to Scotland. So I was kind of a mixture of the two.
Okay.
And then when I came over here, I've been over here for 30 years now. It's morphed into an understandable version of what it used to be back in the day. More understandable.
Well,
completely.
So I just got back from Ireland a month ago.
Oh, yeah.
And it was funny because we were in this pub, and every night, there's a tiny little town in Ireland. There's nothing there except for a bed and breakfast, a restaurant, and a pub. The restaurant was a Michelin-rated restaurant.
Oh, wow.
But we closed down the pub every single night. There were three couples, and even they would make fun of the guy from Scotland.
Yeah, right. It's always a battle between the Irish and the Scottish, for sure.
I've never not understood you, though, but you get that thick Scottish brogue, and you're like, come again? Excuse me?
Right, yeah. When I've been home for a few weeks, I come back, and it gets a little bit thicker.
All right. I can't wait to hear it. But anyway, so you came over from Scotland 30 years ago-ish.
Mm-hmm.
And what brought you over here? What were you doing? And who is Matthew Evans?
Yeah, I came over. So when I moved to Scotland, I picked up the game of golf. I wanted an individual sport. Picked up the game of golf.
You didn't pick it up in Scotland?
I picked it up in Scotland when I moved to Scotland. And then shortly after, I used to play soccer, cricket, all that in England. And then I wanted an individual sport, so I took up golf. And then I got pretty good at it, and I got offered a scholarship at Berry College up in Rome, Georgia.
Yep.
So went there. The reason I went there is because it's in Georgia, and I was easily going to get on Augusta National. I was so looking forward to it. 30 years later, I'm still waiting for the phone call. Been there a few times in the tournament, but never actually played. And then always kind of meant to leave and go back home. But something kept me in America, and it has done for the last 25 years after college. So it was usually a job or a lady. And I'm now married now, so I'm here to stay. I'm here to stay. I'm officially an American too. So
that's fantastic.
I've been for about 5 years.
All right, excellent.
Just down the road, right in Tucker.
I have a good buddy of mine that came over here when he was 4 years old. His wife just completed their citizenship, and it's funny to me. He hasn't yet. We still get on him about that, but it's funny to me how much it meant to her.
Right.
More than it means to me, and that it's just because this is what I've known,
right?
I take it for granted, and somebody comes over here and says this is what it was like, and this is better, and I really worked hard for this, and I appreciate all the opportunities, and you're like, damn, I need to.
It was a really unique experience. I mean, I'm very proud of my heritage and being Scotland and English and the mixture of the two. But being over here, I mean, the lifestyle and everything like that, it's fantastic. Obviously, I love it. I've been here for 30 years.
Yeah.
And like you said, when you get in there, it's like a graduation. I mean, there is family members of everyone. And my wife was there with me, and I mean, it really is a celebration, and should be. It was a proud moment.
Well, it's not easy. It takes a lot of time.
It does.
I had and we'll get to real estate in a minute, I promise. I had a special time in elementary school. We went to elementary school with a Chinese family, owned a restaurant here in Tucker, New Chinatown. and my family went to their naturalization.
Oh, wow.
And the funniest part of that, well, things you remember, I think is the Russell B. something, just something B. Russell building. And we had breakfast there at a buffet, and it was like $10 for the family of four to eat, and it was wonderful.
Wow.
It was wonderful.
That's
So, what I also remember about that is somebody standing up announcing each person's name and how they got them all right. Because I mean, there's 100 people in there from Russia, from China, from Japan to Canada, whatever it is. So I remember that. Anyway, fast forward, the girl that was, they were twins. They had 7 girls, but 2 were in our class. I stayed in connection with her, and she got an opportunity to give the address.
Oh, wow.
At a naturalization. So,
oh, fantastic.
I get weepy-eyed because my mom and I went to that. And my dad had passed or whatever. And of course, my mom passed in November.
Yeah.
So, but I remember when we went down, the breakfast wasn't near as good. But it meant a lot. She saved the seats, everything else.
Yeah.
And it was different. It wasn't like what I remembered it, but it was really cool to come full circle. So.
Right.
All right.
Good memories.
Thank you. Yes. We get out of Berry College, which, what a great school.
It was.
And I assume you went, and I know better, I'm going to say, but you went straight into real estate, right?
Negative. No. I wanted to stay a little longer, so I got in the golf business as assistant golf pro. Started at Chateau Lan, then went to Rivermont, where I was there for 15 out of 17 years.
Okay.
And then moved to Golf Club of Georgia up in Alpharetta, where I ended up being the director of golf there. And then I got the opportunity there to do something by myself. And then decided to get into real estate.
Interesting. So I just always, I knew you from Rivermont, you Jason Hall and what have you, but I just would have said, if you would have asked me, I would have said, yeah, you came from Rivermont.
You're right. Yeah. So, I always kind of I always like to kind of move forward and kind of get up the ladder and stuff like that. So I was looking for more, Rivermont's a fantastic club. I'm actually a member now, have been for 6 years. So I absolutely love it. But one of the more private courses like the Atlantic Country Clubs and stuff like that. And so this was, the Golf Club of Georgia would have been a great stepping stone for that.
Yeah.
So that's why I took that job.
Yeah.
And
how long was that?
About just over 2 years.
Okay.
And then gave me the opportunity to start something on my own. And I got offered jobs in the insurance business or finance and stuff like that. But those things just go right over my head and just kind of make me go to sleep. Sorry, homie. She's in the insurance business, so I apologize. But it just makes me go to sleep. So real estate was just a good transition for me. It was I could use the skills that I'd accumulated from the golf industry and in that industry too, in real estate. And I had a couple of conversations and meetings with people who are brokers, and they were going, well, because you're good at golf and you can talk and you're approachable, you're going to be great. People are going to trust you in real estate. Didn't make any sense. I didn't know anything about the business at the time, but they said, yeah, you're going to do well. So. And
how long ago was that?
Actually, you know what? It's actually 7 years on June 1st.
Okay.
So pretty much to the day.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it has zoomed by.
So year one, what did that look like?
Well, it was a risk. I got lucky because I got I was able to kind of just hide my hoard the nuts and stuff like that, squirrels, and I was able to kind of fund myself for the first 6 months, and then I started to get some traction. Some members of Rivermont and friends I knew were able to take a risk and kind of go with me, and then I did a good job, and then it just kind of snowballed from there. Being a member of Rivermont now was my biggest thing to do because I'm already known.
Yep.
I just had to.
You're already trusted.
I was already trusted and known, right? So I just had to turn the tables and try to get them to trust me as a real estate agent rather than their head professional golf director of golf.
Well, we just recorded a podcast earlier this week, and she basically said the same thing. I mean, she went on her own, and she's like, you eat ramen noodles.
Yes,
but you got to have 6 months to a year saved up, and we've had several folks that have changed careers and been in the last 2, 3, 4 years, and just the common thread is it takes a while. but it's not impossible.
No.
I think one, yes, ended up selling like 15 homes her first year, or something like that. And I imagine you treated it like a real job, and I think a lot of folks don't.
Right. You have to. You have to be committed. And you do have to. It's not a 9 to 5. Monday to Friday. You've always got to be willing to be there to pick up the phone for a client, or whether it's somebody else, or the mortgage guy who needs something, or something along those lines. You've got to have it on. And it was a transition for my wife too at the time too, because when I'm home, usually I was home in the golf industry. Where now, when we go out to dinner and up at the ring, I got to pick it up.
That's right.
I have to answer a text, and it even took her a while to kind of
it does.
get into that mode.
My wife is, we fight about it a lot, but and she's come to understand. But at the same time too, I've had to back off.
100%.
One time I was on several different boards, and networking, creating this, creating that, or whatever. She goes, "You are allowed." Our kids are now 15 and 17. They don't need us as much. They don't want us as much. But she's like, one night a week.
Okay.
You can be gone one night a week. Okay. And I, for the most part, I stuck to that. Now, we would have the disagreements because there might be 1 week that I didn't go out, and then 1 week I had 2. I said one night. I said, wait, we're averaging over 52 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a good point.
But you are right. In both of our businesses, it takes a special spouse to understand.
100%. Yeah, it really does. It takes she is a very special woman. I'm very lucky.
Yeah.
To have her continued support. Yeah, you do know.
He hunted his coverage is what they say.
Yes, it did. Yes, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
It had to have been the accent.
Yes.
So, all right, we go in, you pull the plug on golf. And what does day one look like to you as a real estate agent? What did you do in those first 6 months?
So it was, I was lucky enough to be able to have the database from the golf industry. I probably had 2,000 to 3,000 names. Condensed into that, about 10% of those were people that I really know and trusted would pick up the phone and who I felt supported me in a role. So I would reach out to them, whether it be a phone call or whether it be a video text or something like that, saying, "Hey, just wanted to let you know, I've taken a different direction in my career. No longer in the golf industry, but I'm in real estate. If you know of anybody, or if you yourself need any help, or even just have any questions, I'm here for you. And just think about me when real estate comes up."
Okay.
So just kind of making sure that everybody now sees me as a real estate and a realtor rather than a golf professional. And it probably took about a year or two for them to come around. And now when I go to Rivermont as a member, none of them are asking me how to give them swing tips or putting tips. They're all asking me, how's the market? Yeah, it's always the same question. Yeah, it's always, and I don't even have to bring it up. That's the thing I really love about the job. I never have to be salesy and bring it up. Everyone always is
I've never been one to make cold calls or I just hate it. Mm-hmm. And one of the things I battle with, and we try to market or change our marketing strategy around to what fits me. Mm-hmm. And I'm just never going to be that guy that's going to make cold calls.
I'm with you. I tried it once right away in the beginning. I called a FSBO, a for sale by owner, and because that was the way to do it. Call everyone, call those, and I called it, and unfortunately I didn't read all the details, and it was an agent was actually the owner of the house. He was quite rude and quite abrupt, and I was like, okay, never doing that again.
I'm not doing that again. but it still takes a certain chutzpah, if that's the right word. Even call your friends, and say, and some of them I agree. They'll be like, hey, there's going to be 15 of those people. Like whatever I can do after that, support you. But then what is you call them, you knock out all those in your first month. Mm-hmm. You get a little bit of traction or whatever. Yeah. And the thing about databases is you got to hit them more than once.
Correct.
So what was the follow? What was that's the hard part for me.
Right. It's still a challenge, trying to get that balance between, your marketing, self-marketing, and the marketing for your listings, and catering to your clients. What I did is I tried to take most of that away by getting a good brokerage. I joined Atlanta Fine Homes, Sotheby's International Realty, right? It's a lot. It's a mouthful.
That's why I did not
It's a mouthful.
introduce them.
But if my branding's watching, it has to be all 6 words all the time. So I had those, and they already had a good system in place where my postcards were taken care of, my email newsletter was taken care of. So I was already being able to touch them at least twice, if not 3 times a month.
Yep.
Not directly with voice, but through email and postcards, and stuff like that. So I was always getting top of mind, and we've continued that. Now I've layered on top of that, over that, but it's the consistency that's the hardest part of it all.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
Especially when you get busy from now to whenever it may be. So.
Well, like for me, I have a great marketing guy. I have a great loan partner, TR, sitting over there.
Yes.
And that makes my life so much easier. But I still have to come up with a lot of the content. So I haven't even sent it to him yet. I was supposed to send him a market update video.
Right.
Market update videos take me 2 minutes. I just on the fly.
Yeah.
But with social media and stuff, you're just like, I got to do this again. I got to. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So, what I'm most thrilled about, and it actually, I think the idea came from TR. We started doing memes.
Oh, okay.
I think we're on our 3rd meme, and we're posting them once, social media once a week. And Eddie is my marketing guy in California, wonderful dude. He's generating they are so funny.
Oh, really?
The first one, it was one of my normal headshots, and I am just in tears. And, basically said, and I could say maybe I had a wallet's empty. I can't remember, but, me waiting on a deal from you or something like that.
Right.
Whatever,
Yeah.
or something
I remember
like
that. Yeah. I remember that.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
And he just sent another one where I'm kicked back, and I look like the world's most interesting man.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yeah.
And I love those. My style, and you have to. One of your styles is ice cream cone.
That's right. Yeah, it is.
So tell people about that.
Yeah, the ice cream cone. So on my way home from where my office is, I would always pass a Dairy Queen, and I found myself when I get stuck in traffic, just dipping in there and having 3 or 4 times a week. And then my chair got a little bit, my suit got a little bit tighter, so I was like, I kind of need to curb this. So let's kind of attach the ice cream cone to something. I was like, I'll celebrate with an ice cream cone every time I close. And I did that, and I ended up posting it. And then I started getting phone calls and everyone saying, hey, I want you as my realtor. I want to have an ice cream cone with you at the end of it. And so I was like, okay, sure. And it just, and I remember the kind of turning point where I realized it was kind of getting exposure was I was literally at a wedding, and they were like, oh, how'd you know the couple? And I was like, oh, I kind of, I've been known the family for, a while, but I helped them buy their house. And they're like, oh, you're the ice cream guy. And I was like, yeah, I'm the ice cream. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm the ice cream guy. So I kind of just went full to, I've got, pins, and I give them DQ gift cards, at closings and stuff like that. So I just kind of just go with it. I mean, yeah.
I didn't know you'd done all that. I see the videos. I haven't stuck with that necessarily. I for a short amount of time, I would wear the crazy socks and would just take a picture of socks, socks at closing or whatever.
Yeah.
I know another realtor that I've done some business with that he films he and the client jumping up and high-fiving.
Oh, right. That's a great one.
And it is wonderful. It's like, oh, you're the high-five guy. So
it's about being unique, unique, but it's about being personable and being yourself. People touch people by bringing out your personality. I do social media, and I have it set up where I think about 4 or 5 posts a week, but they're very static, and the videos are nice and they're very professional
for you,
and they're very polished. But I also know that I need to kind of intertwine it with the personal stuff, like videos and everything like that. So I'm starting to try to do more of that to show my personality.
Well, the funny thing is what I've coached is a strong word, advised. I've just had some great people work with me on marketing, and they say those 4 or 5, 2, 3, whatever are nice.
Right.
They don't really do anything, because if you go back and look at the likes, there's no comments, very rarely.
Yeah.
But when you post ice cream cone, when you post something personal, when you post something that they knew you took time on.
Yeah.
It's almost like, my marketing guy, I give him the whole story behind the closing, the picture, everything else, and he makes it very polished. But I sometimes wonder, is it too polished?
Yeah, it can be that way.
As opposed to me just, going blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I think for me anyway, it's important to do that just because I'm not very good at posting. So the British people are very reserved, right? We don't like talking about ourselves. We don't like selling ourselves. So the part of the marketing where I'm trying to market myself and my skills and my personality, it just is like nails down a chalkboard for us. It's really, really tough. So there'll be times when I get busy that I do put it to the side, and I shouldn't.
Right.
But so the algorithm, though, at least my marketing team and my company is churning those out, so my algorithm keeps going up. So there's more people there when I do the personal stuff.
Yeah. It's better than nothing.
100%. That's the better way to put it.
Yeah. So, something is better than nothing. 100%. But if you really want to get the bang out of it, the bang for your buck. When I get a review, we ask for a review after every posting, and I think, gosh, last year before last, we crossed 500 reviews, 500 reviews, and I haven't kept count over the last a little bit, but there has to be 650, something like that by now, but they automatically get posted, and again. Nobody reads it. Nobody reads it, and that's just part of the system. And I was like, if we intertwine that more with a picture and we made it more personal, then maybe people would read it, because those things are important.
They are important. Validation.
I'll have, and I don't necessarily love these phone calls. I always call them like internet leaves, but I love it when they say, I found you. Let me back up. I don't love it when they say, I found you online. I love it because it's working.
Yes.
But it's a different client.
Right.
Than, hey, you worked with my buddy Jason.
Right. Exactly.
It's a completely different client. So,
but let's be honest, it's not cheap. So it's nice to have the validation that your money's going somewhere.
Right. Yeah. Well, I saw your, and some of them are great. I've closed some of them where, they're not calling 75 others, like, hey, I'm looking in Tucker. I look for Tucker Mortgages, and your name popped up, and you have a bazillion perfect reviews, and I'd love to work with you.
Yeah, great.
Who knew?
Perfect. Absolutely. No, yeah, it is really nice because you don't get to, especially when you do Google Ads and Facebook boost Facebook, you don't really see the results on it. Right. You don't.
I haven't really done those yet.
Yeah,
I haven't done the ads.
So it's nice to, like you said, it's nice to get a phone call saying, hey, I saw you on Facebook or something along those lines. And you're like, okay, all right, this is working. I'm okay.
Yeah, I am in a BNI chapter. Okay. Have you heard of BNI?
I have not.
Okay. So I'm going to teach you something. BNI is Business Networking International.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And it is the largest organization in the world.
Gotcha.
And so I started my own group in 2008. Was in it till 2013, and said, you know what? Not that I'm done with referrals, because I always say referrals, but I'm going to try advertising on the radio. And I did that for a year-ish until rates started going up, and then I left the company, and we didn't do it. And so now it's very hard for a realtor to find a VNI chapter because they're the ones starting it normally.
Yeah, okay.
They're the ones that are in it because mortgages are tough, insurance is tough, financial planners tough, because that's where they all are. I happened to be hosting my Fuse event, and buddy of mine, he was in flooring. He's like, yeah, we're kicking our mortgage guy out. Would you be interested? I mean, what time? Because normally they're like 7:30 in the morning. I do not operate that early. And I'm up, but I'm not. And he's like, no, we meet at 9 o'clock in Decatur. I'm going, hell yeah. Anyway, all that to be said, is sometimes one of their things is called giver's gain, and so somebody has to explain kind of the mission statement behind BNI
Right.
at every meeting, and of some of their core values. And I always pick giver's gain because I say, it's like when we were a kid, our parents said it's better to give than receive.
Yes. Yeah.
And we did not believe it.
No.
Like, it's
Of course.
until you become an adult, especially a parent.
Yeah. Right.
And you get to watch what, the joy that you can bring.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I liken that to referrals.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like, when I'm referring somebody out, I'm referring them to, I know what it feels like when somebody refers me, right?
Yeah.
And this is long and drawn out. So when somebody says, Matthew gave me your name,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going, oh,
Yeah.
oh, he loves me. And it makes me feel good. So
Yeah, it does.
So then I like to pass that along to refer as well as I can, just because I know how that makes you feel. But
Sure.
so all of your business now, for the most part,
Mm-hmm.
is all referral based, right?
It's I would say 90% of it's referral based.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. It's either referral based or it's people from where I hang out. So like Rivermont Golf Club, because I'm still there, and it's those relationships that I got from being in the business, and now they're morphing into me being the member and seeing them every single day or every weekend.
Gotcha.
And from that, yeah, for sure, I would say the most of them. But then the core value is going to be the referral business.
All right.
That's my goal, anyway, is to be 100%.
Tell me two things. Number one, your biggest horror story
Okay.
in the industry, and number two, your best closing, one that made you heart smile, whatever. If you can remember those.
Yeah.
Tell
I'll
us
try
what
to
you
get
got.
through that one. But well, I'll start with a horror story. I think it's you never stop learning in this business, right? And at the beginning of my career, I thought I didn't have the experience, so I thought I had to validate it with value monetarily. So I would give them staging, $3,000, pay for that out of my pocket,
Right.
and stuff like that. And it worked out okay. I got the client base and everything like that, and got the trust, and they got the value out of it. And then I came to this one, and I was like, okay, they paid for the staging. They were happy. It wasn't selling. It was on the market for a while. It was just a few things in the home and the price, which it usually is.
Right.
And then they came to me and said, but they were going to buy a house as well. So I was going to get two sides of it. And they kind of said, well, if you pay the staging, this $900 next week to restage it next week, we'll continue with you. But if you don't, the deadline for the listing was coming up in a few weeks. We won't do that, and we're not going to use you for the buy side either. So I was going to be out, a few $1,000s out of my pocket, which at that stage was quite a lot.
Right.
So I said, yeah, sure, okay, it's going to hurt, but yeah, sure, no problem at all. Let's go for it. And a week later, we got it under contract.
Sweet.
It was great. And then the same day, he was the guy kind of fish hooked me and said, oh, by the way, we found a house. Even though you've been showing us houses, we found a house, and we're using the other guy as a seller. So I was out that I really felt fish hooked. It was really one of those things. Now nowadays, again, you kind of learn, so you kind of learn and kind of adapt to it, kind of change the sales a little bit. And so I still do some of that. I still contribute as well, but I do it on the back end. I reimburse it.
Right.
So so that it's important for the client to be involved and invested in their listing as well. You can't just yourself be invested saying, I have the confidence, therefore I'm going to put my own money towards it. Even though you are, it may just be a bad day. They may just have a bad day and woke up in the wrong and decide, this isn't my guy, and decide to terminate.
Right.
So you've got to protect yourself in the long run. So that's the lesson I learned there. But I would say, for the most part, I've been very lucky. There haven't been too many horror stories. But that listing in itself was one that I had a little too many bourbons in it during that listing. Let's just say that, right, to get through it. So not that I stopped the bourbon, but I definitely, kind of learned from that, and I think that's the best way to do it. Now, the other way, my best one was, I had a client who was a single mother, great kid. I was very close with the kid, and she was she's always kind of struggling and stuff like that, and I knew her well. And she comes up to me, and after a few years, she'd saved up enough money for a house. And she goes, I really want you to be that thing. And that closing, I never really thought it was going to happen, but it was extremely emotional, especially at the end when it's done, the keys are handed, and we're, hugging. She says, thank you. Kind of gets me to the day. So
I get it.
That was the best one. That's why I do it. That's why I do this.
I had a client same thing that early on, and I'd go to all my closings, and she stood up, and when she was done, and we just held each other and cried.
Yeah.
She still has that mortgage. She never refinanced it. We just had another one. And I'll tell you, it's good people, but we just took on one that maybe we shouldn't have.
Right.
We were kind of told one thing, and we were like a month short of what we needed, and TR really rolled up her sleeves and dug in, and this lady had just been through it in life.
Right.
And so to be able to pull that off. You're right. That's the reason you do it. You don't.
It is, yeah.
You get more of those than you get the jerks that go out.
100%. It's so cliche. Why'd you do it? Oh, I do it to help people and all that. But it's more than that. When you get experiences like that, it really is the reason you keep on going. And the bad days are, they get outshined by the really nice ones like that. It's really.
I think that. I think that in order to be, this is why golf and real estate are exactly the same. You have to have a short memory.
Right. Yeah.
You have to have a very short memory.
100%. Yeah, definitely helps.
For that, even being a parent, you go back and you're like, what? I forget. Why did I think that this was easy before? It's because you have a short memory. And it's a blessing, and you just go right back to it. And it's it's nice in both our regards that the pay's good. The flexibility is good, but if the purpose wasn't there,
right,
then it makes it difficult. So,
yeah, it does.
Before our batteries run out again, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Matthew, tell them how to get in touch with you.
Yeah, sure. We can my Instagram handle, Facebook, website at mattevansfinehomes.com. Everything's on there. Just reach out if you have any questions or any advice. I'm happy to help in any way I can.
Or maybe give you some golf tips.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll be at DQ and have a dip cone. Yeah.
Awesome. I appreciate it.
Thanks very much.
Good to see you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for joining us on Putting the Real in Real Estate. Sorry for those of you that noticed that there was a new whole camera angle and everything else, and I apologize to Matthew for not being prepared. But sometimes life happens, right? And we just about it.
Yeah, that's absolutely. You go do it. Yeah.
Awesome. Y'all take care.
Thanks very much.